Welcome back to Disco Elysium, guys. So last time we went to bed. We had a nice little chat with Kim. Kind of summarised the day, how we were feeling, about the case, about everything that's gone on. And then we went into a bit of a nightmare. We spoke to our triune brain again, the old limbic system and reptilian brain. We haven't spoke to, I think it's called the neo-mammalian brain. I think the limbic system is supposed to represent the paleo-mammalian brain. So, yeah. We've woken up now. We've forgotten about that. We resisted the temptations that electrochemistry was talking to us about speed, I guess. And I'm still having too much fun dressing up and trying to be disco. So, we need to talk to dear Kimmy.
Morning.
Morning, mate.
Looks like we can get to work at once. The union muscle turned up. They look rowdy. We should talk to them.
Why do we need to talk to them? What do you mean, rowdy? Are these the men Gart told us about yesterday? Why do we need to talk to them?
A lot of things point to the dock workers union. The circumstances in Martinez, my preliminary information. Actually, that's not a lot of things. We should have dug up more yesterday. Still, we need to talk to them. And it won't be easy.
Rowdy in what way?
I mean ungovernable. Martinez isn't exactly enthusiastic about the RCM being here. They prefer to be policed by the union. These men here, men who drink beer for breakfast, there's talk of an armed wing of the union called the Hardy Boys, who are responsible for state policing. I think it's them.
Are these the men Gart told us about?
I completely forgot. Sorry, I had a rough night's sleep. It's them by the looks of it. Loud and nasty, just like the manager said. One loose thread less to worry about, and one big problem to replace it.
He crosses something out. There were so many of them, maybe we should call in reinforcements?
That would just escalate tensions. No captain would sign off on it. Solving one murder isn't worth a conflict between the RCM and the Debarders Union. In fact, even the death of 2 detectives might not warrant an all-out war. So let's keep a cool head, okay?
Alright, let's roll.
One more thing before we do. We don't have to talk to them immediately. We can walk right past them, continue with our business.
Yeah, streetwise. Zoom right past. Do it on your own terms. But aren't you curious to know what they have to say about the murder?
We've got a bunch of loose threads to go and figure out first.
They're in no hurry to leave. They think they own the place. Anyway, I leave that choice to you. Whatever you decide is fine by me.
Let's have a quick chat with Lena. What did I say? I was going to put some points into endurance. I've forgotten about half-light. Or fight or flight response. Okay. It's just that we've got these extra caps on endurance, so we might as well top it up a little bit just for the survivability, right? Just one. But also, I'd like to research something here. Hmm. 6 hours. -1 authority. We're only on like 2 authority, aren't we? Yeah. I'm thinking we just pop this point into endurance. Just so that we've got 2 health. Do you know what I mean? Seems like a little bit of a waste, but it just saves us a little, doesn't it? Yeah, just means we don't always have to heal, and not everything that harms us is a killing blow. Okay. Morning, Lena.
Just a moment.
The old woman turns back to the cafeteria manager.
She's agitated, judging from the way she keeps pulling at the frayed edge of her blanket.
Those guys been tormenting her, maybe.
And there's no public phones nearby?
The closest phone booth is down the coast. Sorry for the inconvenience, ma'am.
Cafeteria manager appears genuinely apologetic. Can you not let her use the phones here?
It's fine, I understand. Thank you anyway.
She turns back to you with a weary
I'm
smile.
glad to see you again, dear.
The lady is distressed. Perhaps something more upbeat might cheer her up.
Okay. Good day, ma'am. Everything all right? Sorry, ma'am. I didn't mean to eavesdrop on your conversation. Tell me how I might make it up to you. What's kicking? Mentioning our legs again? Just feels like I'm being really insensitive. Something more upbeat. I'll listen to suggestion then. Howdy, Lena.
Please don't trouble yourself about me, sweetie. I was just hoping to make a call, but the Whirling's phone line isn't working.
A faint smile tells you she appreciates the effort, but at the moment her mind is on more serious matters.
Yeah, fair enough. Who do you need to call?
The union office probably has a phone, but I can't really get there. Or to the phone booth down the coast. And Gary's phone is dead too.
What's wrong with the phone line?
The manager was vague about it.
Why would he be vague about phone problems? This is something to look into later. Ask God, maybe.
Why do you need to use the phone anyway?
To let the young woman who's house-sitting for us know that we may be delayed. Morel, my husband, and Gary were supposed to get back by Monday night, but they're still missing, and I haven't heard from them.
Okay.
I was also hoping she'd heard from Morel.
Right, so she's worried about her husband. Sounds more like a side thing. I need to take care of my main thing. Has your husband been missing before?
That's just it. This isn't like him at all. He always plans his expeditions so carefully. But you have more important things to worry about.
Okay. Expedition. What was the expedition?
Just some field work, sweetie. Morel is a highly trained scientist. He and his assistant Gary are studying an extremely rare species of insect.
Okay.
But they should have returned by now. They were just going down the coast across the water lock to set a few traps. He said they'd be back on Monday. What could be keeping them?
The water lock. That was broken. Could this be it?
Wait, who is this Gary?
Oh, sweetie, it's nothing like that.
She smiled.
Gary's as loyal as they come. I trust him with my husband's life any day.
Okay. The water lock on the other side of the coast is broken. They're probably just stuck over there.
Oh my. What happened to the water lock?
I don't know.
Well, whatever the cause, I'm thankful. To both of you. You've spared me another sleepless night.
You're welcome, ma'am.
I hate to ask, but if your investigation takes you to the other side of the coast, please do keep an eye out for my husband.
Anything for you, Lena.
This will surely lead to a cryptozoological mystery with that extremely rare insect.
Hopefully.
And if you see him, let him know Lena is waiting for him here at the Whirling. He gets so tangled up in his work that he may not know the water lock's been repaired. And it's cold out there.
I'll see him. I'll let him know you're here. When or if I get there.
Oh, you're such a dear. Thank you, sweetie.
So he's a scientist.
Oh, yes. A zoologist. A cryptozoologist, to be more precise.
What is cryptozoology?
It's a pseudoscience that attempts to legitimize research into mythological beasts and urban legends.
The lieutenant sounds unimpressed. Stop ruining her pride, Kimmy.
That's one opinion, yes. And people are entitled to their opinions.
She's used to playing off such insults casually, but they still affect her.
Way to bring down the vibe, Kim.
My apologies, ma'am. I did not mean to undermine your hobby.
It's not a hobby.
It's not a hobby, dear. It's a subfield of zoology, one specializing in animal species that are so exceedingly rare that many assume them to be extinct or even fictitious. Searching for such species called cryptids is difficult and often thankless, and frankly, many scientists are too lazy to do it. Universities these days are rarely interested in supporting real research.
She's completely internalized her husband's struggles. They are her own.
I mean, I do agree with Kim. It does sound like a pseudoscience, but just don't say that to her. She's worried about him. Got no bedside manner, Kimmy. Tell me more about Morel. Looks, character, your relationship.
Oh dear, I'm not sure where to begin.
Oh, what does he look like?
Well, his expression is slightly grumpy, but his eyes are always bright and curious, like a small boy's. And his palms are quite coarse from all the field work, but he's quite gentle.
It's always a challenge to describe the person you know best in the world.
If I were trying to meet him on the street, what would I look for?
Oh, well, he's a bit shorter than you, but with a larger frame, and he has longish white hair, usually a bit uncombed. You might say wild, even.
White hair.
The lieutenant pulls out his notebook and begins jotting down the woman's description.
Good job, Kimmy.
One other thing, he'll likely have all kinds of field gear on him, even if he's not out in the reeds, you know, just in case.
Okay. So how long have you been hitched?
We'll be celebrating our 16th anniversary this autumn. Not the most numerically satisfying anniversary, but I like the less obvious milestones even more somehow.
How did you meet?
Via dating agency, I'm ashamed to say.
It's all good.
I was looking to get back into the scene after recovering from my accident, and he'd just divorced. We hit it off, and, well, here we are.
She's skipping over some important parts. Perhaps you'll find out more later.
Well, I think I've got all I
I
need.
hope I've been useful.
What about this rare
Oh,
insect?
sweetie, it's fascinating.
She
But
catches
I
herself.
shouldn't bore you with entomological minutiae.
The lieutenant gives you a sideways glance.
I want to hear about it.
Well, it's a phasmid, technically, but
Oh yeah. Here comes the interesting.
Phasmid.
where other phasmids imitate sticks or leaves,
Oh,
this
yeah.
one's a living reed. It disguises itself among the reeds here on the Insulindian coast. Hence its name, the Insulindian phasmid. Perhaps you'll end up co-discovering the phasmid with us officers.
She looks you in the eye and nods thoughtfully.
I knew it. We're gonna be chasing made-up insects with cryptozoologists.
Will you chill out, Kim?
It's not made up, officer. I can assure you.
Give him a slap.
It's simply elusive, so much so that most establishment zoologists doubt it exists at all.
What makes you think it's around here? It doesn't sound dangerous because it's a camouflage creature.
Well, some teenagers making out in the reeds saw one. They didn't know what it was, of course, but there was a brief article in a local newspaper about their encounter with a ghost insect that looks like the reeds. Gary sent us the clipping.
So a newspaper clipping is all the evidence you have.
Of course, most phasmid sightings turn out to be false alarms, but their description matched the Insulindian phasmid perfectly, and they didn't even know what they were looking at.
Enthusiasm has wiped the worry from her face. Her eyes sparkle behind her glasses.
You seem really excited about this.
I suppose I have something of a personal connection to the Insulindian phasmid. All scientists have their little hobby horses.
I don't think it's dangerous, but is it?
Not at all. Why else would it hide itself so carefully?
She's a scientist. They're scientists. She's not going to want to sell it or kill it or anything.
Oh, I doubt it. No one gets into cryptozoology for the money, sweetie.
Powers?
Yes, it can blend in almost perfectly among the reeds. It's how it stayed hidden all these years, centuries even.
That's not special at all. Of course it blends in. Most insects do. You don't even have to be a stick insect for that.
So what's so special about this one then?
Oh dear, I'm afraid I'm not explaining this very well. It is very special.
The woman's face flushes with embarrassment.
Morel can explain it all much better. I wish you could hear him describe it. then you'd understand, I'm sure.
I'm sure it would. Maybe you could convince her to tell you about some cool cryptids. Yeah, sure.
There's really no point in manipulating anyone. She'd be only too pleased to tell you about her work. Go on and ask.
Yeah, tell me about the cryptids.
Oh, I'd be delighted. Truth be told, I could really use the company too.
One cryptid, not a couple. One. This won't turn into some kind of cryptid extravaganza.
Cryptid extravaganza. I like the sound of that, Kimmy. You can take a hike.
And I don't. Just one.
Or he'll be disappointed in you. Ooh, tough choice there.
Biggest, tiniest, most dangerous. Is that a cryptid on this pen you gave me? Are there invisible ones? This has been educational. Yeah, take out the pen.
Yes. It's the kind green ape. Half war story, half undiscovered species in the genus Homo. Yes, it was reported by soldiers in South Safra during the war. The kind green ape would visit bunkers during the night, healing wounded soldiers with its saliva.
It's saliva, really?
Yes, it has amazing healing qualities. Some soldiers reported growing back limbs, regaining their sight.
Yeah, that sounds a bit mystical. And there was something about an undiscovered subspecies of man.
Indeed, there is. It's our closest relative among the cryptids. Same taxonomic family, different genus.
Genus?
Which is to say, the kind green ape is a species with which we share a common ancestor and that evolved parallel to our own. Just like your partners.
Wait, what? What? That sounds a touch race. Wait, what? Common ancestor, yeah. Parallel to our own. Just like your partners. I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to be painfully serious here. I don't want to call this stupid. I don't know if that's some sort of race implication or not. That's why I'm hesitating. Is it? Just like your partners. He's not gonna like this, but I don't know. I don't know what to make of this. I don't want to call this stupid though, but I knew it, Kim. You're not human.
Ma'am, you are confusing him.
Please don't misunderstand me, either of you. Human, as it is used in everyday speech, is hardly a taxonomic category. For all intents and purposes, you can be thought of as human. Though Saelites do have some distinguishing characteristics. Different advantages, if you will.
Yes, advantages such as the flakier texture of Saelite earwax, or so I've heard. Nothing inspires pride in one species quite like speculative evolutionary biology. Perhaps we've had enough of that for today.
Yeah. I mean, there are slight differences between the various different races of the world, aren't there? In terms of, you know, the way the skin deals with sunlight, bone density and things like that, right? You know, even within the same continent. Okay, what's the biggest one?
Hey, you promised you'd only ask about one cryptid.
All right. Fine.
I'm glad you see it that way. Did we have anything more to do here?
Oh, that's it. Now let's make sure.
Can I help you?
Oh, can we not bully him about the about letting her use the phone?
Another thing. Great.
What about the phone?
Yes, and the phone company is taking its sweet time sending someone to fix it. Losers.
That's pretty strange.
It's not strange, it's inconvenient.
Is it true that there was foul play?
Who told you that?
It doesn't matter, I just want to know what you think.
Fine, yeah. It looked like someone had messed with the wiring. It was shortly after the hanging, but I don't know if it's at all related. Plenty of assholes around here who aren't murderers.
He's exhausted from years of dealing with the assholes. That's why he's trying so hard not to be one too.
If you do find out who cut the line, though, let me know so I can forward them the repair bill.
Alright.
Yes?
Okay, we've got another quest. Find Morel. Oh, Tuesday. I wonder how long this goes on for. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if there's like, we've got like we're on like some kind of overall time limit, like a week or something. I wish they'd maybe hide the right wing stuff a little bit better. Do you know what I mean? Because it doesn't necessarily have to be fascist. Do you know what I mean? Okay, we've got a lot. Lady Driver. I think we should just go back to the apartments to try and find Martin Martinez. We don't need to talk to these dudes just yet. Everett isn't paying me enough for this. Everett?
Let me handle this.
The woman says to the crowd in the mess hall before turning to you.
Detective disorientated.
She smiles
Are you
coldly.
still wondering where you are? This is Martinez, in case you've forgotten. I advise you not to overstay your welcome.
Well, you've turned a bit sour.
Her entire character has shifted. This young woman is cold as ice.
That's, yeah, very strange. I just wanted to know more about the place. That's perfectly normal.
Yes, extremely normal.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not a
realise
gardener,
that.
by the way. I'm a legal counselor for the Dock Workers Union.
She crosses her arms.
So let's get to it. You're looking for Titus Hardy? You think he has information that will help you? Maybe he does.
She points to the man on her right.
That's Titus. Talk to him. But know this. I'll be keeping an eye on you. No strong arming. Nothing official. The District of Martinez does not recognize your authority to make arrests.
It doesn't matter if you recognize our authority. We will make an arrest if we have to.
That was straight, Kimmy.
She says nothing. Her glare speaks for her.
Right, I'm not going to speak to him just yet. We're going to head out first. We're going to head back to the apartment block and go and find Mr. Martinez. Need to pass time? Buy a book. Reading passes time quickly. We've already done a bit of that. Didn't end well for us, did it? Alright, took us 20 minutes to leave, but which one was it? Karaoke. Door number 28, yeah. And we need to trade these in. We've got a book customer. Let's make our way back to the apartments. There's Kuno and his Kuno S there, they're still there. You horrible children. Don't be afraid to say weird things. People are more forgiving to persons of power like police officers. Yeah, I'm not so sure about that here in Martinez. Alright, we need to go upstairs, correct? Been in there. Now, should we break in here?
This door has been closed with a padlock. A chalk-drawn number on the board says number 11.
Sorry. I'll deal with this later. I'm gonna go for the main quest first in case we get any more information as to what might be in there, right? Balcony, that's where what's her name is, Crowface. Right, whatever her name was. We need to get to apartment 28. Should be on the next floor. Clash you, yeah. Or run you. What do I need to interact with? Hello there, Miss Crow. Was it Crow? No, it wasn't Crow, was it? Was it?
Ooh,
Cindy.
the piggies have learned how to saunter up staircases. I didn't think you could do that with hooves.
You're in
But
trouble now, little
There
lady.
you are.
We cops don't like closed doors or unreachable perches. Our people having high ground on us. Yep, we've evolved.
Yeah, I can see that. Cool mutations.
She crosses her arms.
That smell coming from her paint bucket. It's not paint. It's heavy fuel oil.
What about that weird smell from the paint?
Red-dyed heavy fuel oil, intended for exclusive use in government vehicles, to be precise.
You say he's studying the contents of Cindy's bucket.
What did you think I was using? Aquarels? Sucked it out of a cop's fuel tank myself. Back in Jamrock.
Is that too... It's not very clever saying that to us, is
She
it?
really did it. She's proud of it too.
The fumes might make you ill anyway.
Something to think about next time you're driving around in your pretty little piggy carriage.
Fine. Why am I keep getting told to go in here? Is this the next floor? I think so. The map tab in your journal is lists of all the white checks you can reattempt. Oh no, someone's been sleeping here recently. It's the lady. Could be Cindy. Enough coal to last for several winters. Smells of chemicals. No, she says she sleeps in the room next to the coal. 100 tiny feet scurrying beneath the grate, the rats of the city. What's been stashed in here? Nice! Poor home labourer jeans. I think we just stole her stash of money, which might not end well for us. 1 electrochemistry, -1 savoir faire. +1 electrochemistry, -1 reaction speed. I'll take that. I'd like my savoir faire back, basically. Just need to get rid of this jacket.
The pockets of these new jeans are perfect for sticking your hand into. Makes you look cool, calm, and collected. As your hand enters the pocket, your fingers brush against something, soft, yet crinkly.
Oh, interesting. So it opens stuff up by just trying the clothes on.
Hey, it's a chewing gum wrapper. It reminds you of the fruity juice of apricots. You should inspect it closer if you have time. Something about the wrapper's texture is familiar.
That's to do with our lady friend, right? Let's hope that these aren't Cindy's jeans, right? Above, tarps flap in the wind, forgotten hammers, and nails rust. The door's locked, so you can't get in. Great. Cindo.
Hello again, officers. Have
you
you
live in-
come to admire my mural?
No, is that coal room yours?
Ooh. Not only have you found my address, you've discovered my biggest secret. I'm a coal miner.
She does have eyes that seem to be smeared with coal.
It's not the nicest place, but I suppose it'll do for you.
It doesn't have to do anything at all. Nothing does.
A
Like
nihilist.
me. Right now, I'm doing nothing at all.
Have you not got anywhere else to call home?
Does anyone in a city like this?
She replies wistfully, looking around.
If there's pain about any particular home she's lost, she's buried it deep, fortified herself against it.
You're a miner then?
Yes. I keep hoping a shaft will collapse on me, but somehow it never happens. Shoot, Piggy. It's...
Can we walk this way? Does the balcony not continue around the corner? Damn it. We can't get in then. Right, how do we get up there then? This just leads to the door at the front, right? Hmm. Come on, be somewhere else. Sorry guys. Double backtracking. Have I just missed a stairway somehow? We're gonna have to use the bolt cutters on that door, it looks like. Yeah, how do we get upstairs? Oh, the balcony. Sweet. Don't know how I didn't notice that. Okay. Bit of cash. The breaker box is full of cigarette butts and electric wires. The curtains shift just a little. Someone's watching from within. Thank you. Just a door. Nothing for you here right now. Someone's growing rosemary, thyme, and a cactus.
This door is made of metal and appears to be reinforced. Someone here really values their security. Number 28. This is where the cleaning lady said the smoker on the balcony lives.
Indeed.
Let's see if anyone's home. Knock on the door.
No one answers.
Looks like the young man we are looking for isn't home. I think our best chance to catch him is in the evening.
He looks around, taking in the cold spring air.
We should return tonight after we have finished with our day's work. How about 9 p.m.? Sound good?
Alright, sounds good.
Tonight at 9 p.m. Right here. Apartment number 28. Good. Let's go.
Smoker on the balcony. This door is the apartment to number 29. Complete silence. Whoever lives here isn't home. Apartment number 30. Voices from within, singing along to some buoyant dance track. Alright, I guess that's that. I think we should just break into that apartment then. We can't get anywhere else. Okay, so I'm not sure what we're going to solve now. So we can't talk to the lorry driver again. We've messed that up. Keep saying we. I'm trying to blame you guys for this. Alright.
This door
Let's
has
go.
been closed with a padlock. The shackle snaps
Nice.
like a twig, and the lock falls to the floor with a little thud. It should be possible to enter now.
After you, detective.
Oh. Yeah, he is educated. Someone educated. Let's steal his stuff. A bullet and a Sarah Merizian lounge jacket. A flamboyant poster of a white star, real lithography. Books of critical theory, on the monstrosities of capital and such. Photos of revolutionaries posing with guns. Revolutionaries love to pose with their guns, that is true.
A plaster cast bust depicts a middle-aged man with impressive sideburns. The name on the plinth reads Kraz Marzov.
Why does this tenant have a bust of Krasmazov in their bedroom? Whoever lives here needs to learn how the economy actually works.
The White Star, the photos on the wall. I think we have broken into the apartment of a young communard. How fitting.
He looks around before mumbling to himself, how fitting. Economy, yes.
I suspect that's exactly what they are trying to do.
He leans closer to inspect the economics book on the table.
There aren't many communists around, not after the revolution. Some youth still keep the ideology going, it seems.
Okay. So we've got all our esprit de corps back, right? Savoir-faire. Yeah. We've got our savoir-faire back. Conceptualization is pretty low. So if we... let's just put it on for a second. Fancy. Okay, that looks like it's it for this building then. Let's get out of here. Right, what else have we got that we can do? It's mostly to do with measure heads and the truck drivers. Maybe we should just look to see if there's a truck that had been emptied out. And we can maybe examine the body again, I suppose. Talk to the kids again. Maybe. My esprit de corps is probably more useful than conceptualization, I suppose. What are these gloves doing for me again? Interfacing, we need to keep these on. There's a few people we can talk to now. Hello, book person. Takes willpower to even read the author's name, Jan Kaus from Iguania. Working class woman. You see a sturdy woman humming to herself. She seems to be browsing books. A good one?
Yes? Hello?
She nods, her attention fully focused on reading. And you are?
Me? No one. I'm just a working class woman.
She doesn't really want to be disturbed that much.
Okay.
If she's such a working class woman, why isn't she working?
What are you doing?
Looking for something to read.
She reverts back her attention back to a worn-out paperback. Good, good.
It is.
I'm a policeman.
I know you are.
Good then.
Mm-hmm.
Do you need the help of a policeman?
What with?
Maybe your husband's missing.
My husband? No, he's not.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. You're welcome.
Maybe your children are missing.
No, absolutely not.
Where are they then?
Are you a policeman or a nanny?
She's definitely disturbed by now. I police whatever I want. Nanny, where are they?
They're not missing, sir.
You know where they are. They're at home, smoking, giving the ladder of vices a chance.
All right,
what
Electro.
if something horrible has happened? What if they're dead? That's the bad vibe you got before.
Bad vibe?
No, they're at a disco, getting down. Stupid disco dancing teenagers.
Okay, great. Just making sure.
Mm-hmm. I see. Thanks.
I think we should just leave her alone, to be honest. Is your cockatoo missing?
I don't mean to disrespect, sir, but you are being a bit of a cockatoo here.
For what it's worth, I agree. But cockatoos can't be stopped when they get like this. It's better to indulge him at this point.
Is your cockatoo missing?
I don't even have a cockatoo. And guess what?
What?
Even if I had, it wouldn't be missing.
All right, fine.
Great.
Got it.
Wonderful.
Her hands move over the book covers. The tips of her fingers look rough, stained with yellow. It seems like she has spent a lot of time at work, smoking.
That's all for the moment. I'll let you
The
read.
woman before you nods and returns to her reading.
Okay, that was pointless. Funny though. Oh my. We need to go back to the bookshop for anything. Let's just see if we can talk to this idiot again. Closed for winter. Please use the main entrance. Anything new from you, big man?
Looking for something odd? Come to tell me to fuck off again?
Half-light. We've got nothing that adds to half-light, right? Damn it, let's trade in our cans and everything. Just for a second. Not really sure what to do now.
The tear machine stands. Your bottles clunk into.
So we're not going to get anything out of him. Then we can't get anything out of Joyce. Damn it. Could go talk to Measurehead. Could go talk to the guys in the diner. Has anything changed here? So this is his cab. Can we consider breaking into this? Maybe we need to come back at night.
A lorry stuck in the traffic jam.
Are there any lorries we can inspect? Don't think so. Nope. Johnny's our last lead with this. Tire tracks leading onto the roof. The slush and rain has almost washed them off. Sileng, it's not him. He doesn't know anymore. We've got a lot of information out of him. Let's talk to the guy about the bridge.
Good morning to you, officers.
Man on the waterlock. Good morning, sir.
Man hangs out by the waterlock, carving up a generous serving of salami with an old hunter's knife. His eyes are fixed on a man stranded on the other side of the waterlock and on an enormous billboard that has fallen down into the canal between them.
What are you doing here?
My friend Barry the Butcher is stuck on the other side of the waterlock. I'm keeping him company and eating this salami.
Fair enough.
From the corner of your eye, you see a man in a yellow shirt and grey overalls waving at you from across the canal. He seems disappointed about the wreckage on the waterlock and the salami.
Very good stuff. Anything I can do for you, officer?
Man on the waterlock picks the skin off a slice of a salami and takes a sizable bite. Do you know what caused this wreckage? Point at the smashed billboard.
I wasn't here to witness it, but those look like tire tracks on that sign. Weird, huh? Then again, plenty of daredevil drivers in Revachol.
True.
The words daredevil driver sound ominous.
Yeah. Yeah.
Too bad it also takes a year and a day to repair anything around here, especially a waterlock. The rest of the coast is closed off till then.
What's further down the coast?
Well, there's the fishing village, an abandoned fish market, a bizarro church. Not much use to the congregation, though. There always seems to be something wrong with it.
He thinks for a moment.
Yeah, not really much else. Just bombed out ruins.
Can I have some of that sausage?
Sure thing.
Hey!
It is salty, it is savory, it is chewy. The hangover only makes the salami more tasty.
Want some too, officer?
He turns to Kim.
Why not?
The lieutenant ponders the offer for a moment, then decides to go for it. He takes a slice of salami from the man and chews on it. See you later, dude. Thanks for your help.
A rusting control panel.
Yes.
This panel usually closes the water lock.
Yeah, we've
Turning
heard this.
You pull the lever all the way up until the metal clicks against the contact pins. You hear a soft clunk. Then nothing happens.
Release.
A spring brings the lever back to its original position. You still need to close the water lock to get across the canal. Some other way. Wasn't there a sign over there saying functionality will be restored on Wednesday morning?
Oh. I guess so. Right, we might need to ask Johnny, because we've burnt our bridges with the racist guy. Close the water lock on Wednesday. To get to the coast, you need to use the panel to close the water lock. It's been blocked, pending repairs, which should be done by Wednesday morning. Alright, interesting. Right, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? Johnny, you're my last hope, mate.
Stuck in the rain in a traffic jam, man. What's on your mind?
Changed my mind, mate.
What? But I told you she's my friend. Please don't make me give her up, detective. Get someone else. There's a ton of drivers here.
So if I wanted to achieve this, I have to find some way to get it out of the racist dude. Which means I need to get something that puts a stat into... Fine.
Thank you, friend.
Yeah, right. I need to put a stat into Half-Light, correct? We haven't got any items for Half-Light. Maybe we could buy something from Sealang or from the pawn shop that will give us that boost in Half-Light.
You keep coming back. That's good.
Yes.
If he really wants to save the economy, he'd let you pay with net worth.
Oh.
Go over and ask him if you can.
They're only £2, and it gives us the Half-Light we need.
You won't regret it, officer.
Thank you, Sealang. I could kiss you. Right, we're losing the electrochemistry. We're getting the reaction speed back, though. We're losing another savoir-faire. Oh, beautiful. Oh, dear me. We look amazing. Now, if this doesn't intimidate the racist guy, these pants, then I don't know what will. It was Half-Light, right? Yeah. Come on. It's still going to be a low chance. It's only on 3.
Looking for something, Hunt? Come to tell me to fuck off again?
I have to put a point into it. Shit. So if we want to reset skills, we need if we got an experience bar. Yeah, 15 out of 100. Damn it. Alright, so our options are talking to the people in the in the bar. Or we talk to Measurehead again. Let's talk to these dudes. We've got nothing but dead ends. Could we re-roll this yet?
You see a set of tire tracks in the brown slot.
Visual calculus. Sorry,
that covers
visual
the block.
calculus. I spent money on these pants. Yeah, I don't like our composure being that low. Right, let's go talk to these fellows. We could try and walk past Measurehead. That would be pretty funny, right? I keep forgetting to quick save. Let's talk to these idiots. It's a ball that's spitting it, reeking of tobacco. Okay, chewing tobacco then. Photos of men in overalls, toting guns and Union placards. You see hawthorn bushes outside.
Behind the dockworkers, a ceiling height window. The hawthorn branches scrape the glass like bony fingers.
Squint.
There's a little slide panel up there to let some air in. No need to open it in spring. It's still too cold outside.
Fair enough. Thank you. Alright, dude.
This is where you say you're a bit.
Okay, we're going to have to be on point with our dialogue choices here. A broad-shouldered man points at you with a beer can.
Detective.
The lieutenant acknowledges you with a sharp note. He's leaving it to you. We need to talk about the man hanged out back.
Oh, this is about him.
He looks around.
A real looker, that won't.
You're sure taking your time, waiting for him to get ripe and pretty for you, huh?
Oh, he was a real pretty boy by now. Real hot stuff.
Glenn
Letting
nods
out
along.
that pretty boy smell.
Time to go to work in the shit factory!
Easy, boys. These janitors have a hell of a job cut out for them. I mean, I wouldn't go in there for $1 million.
Slaps his forehead.
You might want to start asking your questions now. It's not going to get better than this.
Stop giving me tips. I'm a professional.
These guys are so macho, they're ready to confess to first-degree murder. Ask if it was them.
Did you do it?
The pretty boy. You guys really love talking about that pretty boy.
Funny. But my partner and I have a serious matter to discuss with you.
The lieutenant says without a smile. You're involved somehow. I just don't have proof yet.
Well, maybe you should just fuck off then.
Don't worry. We are resourceful. We'll find a good topic for us to discuss.
Scan the room?
No. I's here. You got business with my boys. You got business with me.
He understood what you were doing, taking inventory of them. Now watch the other guys fuck it up by falling out of line.
Yeah! You fuck with the Hardy boys, you fuck with Titus Hardy!
Shouts the scrawny, rat-faced man. 2 teeth missing in the front.
Yes, falling out of line to please him. This is the best kind. And now this guy is going to...
Relax, Dennis. No one is fucking you yet.
Says the 40-something man in from the corner with a plectrum hanging from his neck.
use it to take a dig at his friend. Floodgates open.
Yeah, Dennis, calm down. No one's fucking you, you stupid fuck.
Blonde man in his 30s agrees.
Let Dennis enjoy his fucking, man. We don't mind.
You notice gang tattoos. The man must be either Mesk or Sarah Mirizian.
This one knows how to keep things going. He's a hothead, but not one to be taken lightly. The last one is a bit of a black sheep.
Yeah, you're not even being fucked, Dennis.
Fat guy in the middle lets out a little chuckle.
Easy, fellas. We got company. Let's see what brings the cop around.
Too late. You already got a pretty good picture of these guys. You can use this.
What for?
You could take another look at the tracks in the yard. See if they fit with the characters here. It could be incriminating.
All right. Let's go and have a look. Interrogate the vigilantes. More evidence. We're gonna need Tommy. I don't like it, dude. I don't like it. Tommy's been really kind to us. Is this what? This isn't what you meant, is it?
You see a set of tiles.
No. You got nowhere better to go, Kuno.
are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have walked here.
Come on, 42.
What do you think you are? A super detective? You're hungover. These are just dents in the mud. No.
There was something to give us a bit more, wasn't there? No. Damn it.
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The body below is entirely dedicated to that corpse smell. Emitting it is all it does now.
Come on, man. We've got to believe in this.
As you breathe in, the odor comes over you. It's the smell of the mind telling you to run, and your stomach to wring itself empty. With your hands at your sides and your eyes squinting, you stand in it.
Step closer.
The man before you is naked,
Nice.
but for a pair of underpants and enamel boots. His skin is greenish, marbled with decaying veins, and blotched by lividity. A fading web of tattoos covers his chest and shoulders. The cargo belt used to fasten him to the branch above appears industrial in strength.
Suspect his boots.
The material appears to be ceramic. Its clean white stands in stark contrast to the decaying flesh above the knee. The man wore thick polymer socks, probably for padding. A fine array of interlocking plates covers them.
Look like they've been put on him afterwards.
Delicate and fragile, they feel alien to the world around you, out of place somehow.
Yeah.
These are clearly not boots. They're armor, possibly part of a larger set.
These aren't just boots, are they? This is the armor he was stripped of.
Indeed. Technically speaking, these are sabatons, not boots.
Okay. With his notebook under his arm, the lieutenant crouches to inspect the soles. What kind of armor is this exactly?
Ceramic plate. Zirconium dioxide, most likely. This is where the make would be.
Where?
Under the heel. Fair weather. Fair weather model T500 VE. I'm guessing that's vitreous enamel. This is advanced stuff.
Where's the rest of it? Scavenged by the locals?
Piece by piece. He's been out here for 7 days. It would be odd if they didn't. We should keep a lookout for these species. The armor could yield information. This is one thing he might actually know.
He nods towards Kuno, who's eyeing you suspiciously. Maybe he was just wearing these boots, and there is no rest of the armor. Understood.
The sabatons dangle off the man's decaying form, ageless and synthetic.
This material does look a bit out of place, like a stormtrooper.
It is. It's expensive.
The lieutenant draws a line in the condensation on the ceramic with his index finger.
We've requested similar material for our tactical units for years now. The constabularies deemed it too costly. In that time, we've lost 6 men to semi-automatics.
How much are we talking about?
For a full set, about 4 years of wages.
That's a lot, I take
As
it.
a wage, it's regrettably small. But for a piece of hardware, yes, that's a lot.
So how could he afford such expensive hardware?
That's for us to find out.
He checks his
Mr.
notes.
Gart implied he was security personnel for the harbor company. This confirms my own assumptions.
Yeah, but they're pretty advanced for a security guard.
I agree. This equipment is way beyond what a guard can afford.
Knock on the boot.
A small bell-like sound fills the air, like tapping on the side of a porcelain cup.
Sounds fragile.
It's anything but. This material is a kinetic redistributor. It spreads kinetic energy horizontally, from plate to plate, dissipating it entirely.
He points
See?
to the boots.
Faint, organic lines cover the plates where they separate into smaller ones. These plates then divide into smaller plates until there are hundreds of them altogether. Like the scales of some ancient white monster, cracked and pearly.
Let's pull the boot off.
This feels dangerous. Are you sure?
Inland Empire, man. Yeah.
The stench fills your nostrils. As you push downward, an ominous creaking sound comes from above.
Stop!
He looks at you with the boot under your arm.
Pig's gonna pull his head off.
Brutal!
Yeah, let's let go.
What's wrong with you, asshole? Why is he letting Goku know?
I don't know, baby. I don't know why he's such a...
Officer, if I may ask, what were you trying to achieve by pulling on the deceased foot?
All right.
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt, his torso covered in tattoos, and extremities blotched pink and blue.
Suspect his belt.
The hangman's knot is pulled tight by the weight of the corpse below. Yellow, hard-edged polyester cuts into his neck. Above, a sliding buckle ties the belt to the branch.
What kind of rope is this?
Industrial strength. The kind used for tying cargo to lorries.
Like in a circus. When the circus leaves town and they tie a black-spotted giraffe to the wall of a carry pen.
Like a circus?
No. More like in harbor. Like the one just east of here. I get the sense they used whatever was on hand, without paying much attention to not incriminating themselves.
We're assuming dock workers from the harbour did it. They sure wanted him to stay there. The polyester seems strong. How did they even get him up there? Yeah, dock workers were making an assumption there.
I'm still approaching this as a lynching, yes.
Yeah.
Motivated by the ongoing strike. You?
He politely raises an eyebrow.
No. You feel like it was something else. But what?
Yeah, I don't like trusting Inland Empire. It just feels incredibly contrarian. Believably mundane, but it makes sense.
70% of the cases I get are just filling in the blanks on the initial report.
Covers his nose.
This belt worries me.
They sure wanted him to stay here. The polyester seems strong.
It's not merely polyester. It's steel reinforced. See these lines? This is where the wires run. I see rabbits for more than 20 strands. This makes getting him down much more problematic than I had assumed.
How did they even get him up there?
A noose is one of those things that's easier to use one way around.
Yeah, very true. He points to the buckle tying the belt to the branch above. Did they climb up using the kid's ladder?
That ladder can't carry a grown man. I didn't see any splintering either, did you? I think they lassoed the branch, then pulled on the belt to close the buckle.
He makes a pulling motion.
The cadaver hangs from the cargo belt, limbs limp and torso covered in tattoos.
Inspect the tattoos.
An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso, from the right shoulder to the solar plexus. Each time they intersect, a small white star is formed in their crossing. Hundreds of fading asterisks riddle his skin. Their concentration is highest around his heart. His corpse is marked by stars.
What will mine be marked by?
Alcohol and heartbreak.
Is this a map of the night sky? Is this a electronic system? Is this a national pattern?
Of no nation that I know of. If anything, it reminds me of religious illumination, last or penultimate century. Men who live harsh lives often turn to innocentic worship. But which one? I see no trace of a humanoid figure.
We're missing something.
I agree.
A sudden ring fills the air as the lieutenant pulls down the zipper of his orange jacket.
He wears a wide leather belt around his waist and a gun holster under his arm. He takes a thin piece of milled aluminium from his coat pocket and pulls it open. Sounds like a sword being unsheathed. A small lens appears. Some sort of camera.
Let's let him work.
Shit, Kuno! What the fuck is that?
An instant color camera.
He produces two metal-capped ampoules and clicks them into place on the side of the apparatus. A thin slot shines there.
This is the first time he openly acknowledges the kid's existence.
I have only 2 ampoules, so nobody move. I don't want to waste one.
Points the camera at the corpse, peering into it. The lens needs adjusting. Then
a sound, a shrill flash, followed by the breaking of a small ampoule of glass. You see streams of color pour onto the thick, glossy piece of paper, rolling out.
In case we need it.
a cool camera.
Yes, it is pretty cool, isn't it?
Sorry, I forgot to read. In case we need it, the lieutenant says and shakes the paper, letting it dry in the cold wind. On it, a colour-perfect copy of the dead man's tattooed chest. He slides the camera closed and tucks it away on his belt.
There is only one ampoule left. Use it wisely.
Got you. What do we need it for?
It contains insight to the victim's person. By his build, I'd say this was a man of physical violence. The story he wanted his body to tell was important to him. It is his letter. To us. Someone should decipher it. We'll need to show it around.
Can I have it?
Sure. Just don't lose it.
He hands you the piece of rolled up photo paper. It's no larger than a pack of cigarettes.
The glossy-eyed corpse looks by, his mouth mute and his skin as colorful as the chemical rainbow on the photo paper, teeming with opportunistic organisms.
Look him in the eye.
His eyes are milky white and blind to the world, protruding comically from their sockets. There is no one home, just subaquatic terrors there. These eyes used to be blue, baby blue.
Baby blue.
Dark brown hair grows on his head. His face is ready to explode from the organic processes inside. The death's head grin has passed. What remains is an unrecognizable mess. Underneath the curdled meat there is an expression, not carried on his features, but below, inside, an expression of pleasure. This man was experiencing joy at the moment of his death.
This man enjoyed the moment of death.
Why do you think so?
Intuition.
Okay.
The lieutenant marks something in his notebook. He used to have blue eyes.
Good. The victim is of Occidental descent. Light brown hair, blue eyes.
Occidental?
I mean white.
Who are you, dead man?
I'm gone.
Where have you gone?
Into the wild pale yonder.
And where's that?
In the past. Way out west.
I can see that you've gone, but who are you?
I'm a joke. Look at me.
You are now, but who were you when you were alive?
A killer. A motherfucker. And a killer.
I have another question.
Go ahead, Kobo.
What's going on?
What do you mean?
I'm talking to you.
It's the power of your...
Black, frothy liquid starts bubbling on his lips.
imagination.
Yeah, man! Don't be crazy! Inanimate objects and dead people can't really talk to you. Your wild imagination is doing this. Ask some more of those questions you love so much.
He loves those.
Why do I love questions so much?
Because you're a copperoony. Look at all of them go. Do you want more questions?
Yeah.
Here you go, loony.
Why do I feel like I've forgotten something terrible?
Because you have.
Is my name Rooney and it was Henry, right?
Fuck no. You're no Rooney.
Obviously not.
Between you and me, your name is probably Harry.
I feel like I've been getting a lot of Harry lately.
You might be onto something there.
I hate you.
Do I remind you of someone?
Myself.
There you go. Look at that bright kid. We're birds of a feather, you and I. Soon you will be just like me. Just keep drinking and having a good time. It's a matter of weeks.
Feeling nausea, vomiting, tenderness or pain around the liver area, tiny red lines on the skin above waist level, more like days, Coppo. The clock is ticking. Your liver tells you so.
Why did you enjoy your own death?
Maybe I was getting my rocks off.
First, do you have to speak like that?
It's a mishmash, Copperbolo. You think I'm Messinian, don't you? For you, this is how people from Messina speak like.
Is that where you're from?
No. My hair is too light a shade of brown. My eyebrows, too. Trust your inner racist.
I always trust my inner racist.
Well, he seems to think I'm also a racist, since I have tattoos and a military body build. It's called profiling.
So were you feeling arousal?
Do I look like an erotic auto-asphyxiation type to you?
No.
Captain Copodromo, I fear we are drifting away, fixating on sexuality again. Let's go with a simpler question.
Enough.
Come back later, Copo. Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my memento mori features. If possible, also, see me in your dreams.
So how do we get him down, Kimmy?
Are you sure we finished the preliminary examination of the cadaver? We might miss some of these things once he's done.
He stops to think, then checks his notes. All right.
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt, his torso covered in tattoos, and extremities blotched pink and blue.
Squints.
As you narrow your eyes, the monster before you blurs into a violent mess of green and pink.
Observe.
Only the lower extremities are pink with a dash of blue. His fatted hands, thighs, and his neck just above the noose. The rest of the corpse appears dark green in the cold spring air.
Relax. Stop. Relax your eyes.
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt, his torso covered.
That's not what I meant.
As you narrow your only the lower extremities.
I'm squinting, Kim. Why am I doing
How
it?
should I know why you are squinting, officer?
His face and hands are pink, thighs too, the rest is greenish.
Oh. You are trying to assess lividity.
The monster comes back into focus, an explosion of color, coursing with dark marbled veins. His stomach appears pregnant with something. Black liquid streams down his thigh and onto his boot.
So, what do you think?
I think he's dead. I don't know what to think. What do you think? Something's coming out of him. He's beaten up, see the bruises? Something's coming out of him.
The pool of blood and feces has eaten into the frozen mud below the man's feet. Purge liquid is dripping into it, drop by drop.
The victim appears to have contained no more than half a kilogram of digestion at the time of death.
The fuck he's saying?
Talking about shit.
Maybe we went to the toilet sometime before death. But damn right, I'm turn around and yell. So what, he didn't have a lot in him, so maybe he'd been tied up for a long time and not fed, tortured or beaten up.
Maybe.
He doesn't really want to dwell on it too long. He's beaten up, see the bruises?
I do. Most of them are post-mortem. Maybe even all of them. The delinquents have made our jobs harder with their little sport.
Stop talking in riddles, coin slot.
He means you fucked him up good, Kuno. Fucked him up brutal like.
What do you think, Kimmy?
I think he was upright immediately after death. Blood has gathered in his hands and feet, and his neck.
He points to his fattened chin.
The noose acted like a tourniquet, keeping the blood in his head. The hypostasis here is in tune with the hanging. That's what I think.
Could it still be he was moved after death? Could it be, yeah?
There's always a chance. We should check for ligament marks on his neck to see if they're in tune with the belt. We'll have to get him down first.
I think he's dead, though.
I agree.
There are crow's feet in his eyes. He's laughing silently.
Totally dead.
Very dead, dead, dead.
Dabba-doob-doob dead.
He says without a hint of melody, not one muscle of his face moves. Back off.
But there is no breath to catch. Only the cadaver filling the air and your nostrils. He slowly rotates before you, decomposing.
Right, guys, I'm gonna have to leave this episode here. We'll pull him down in the next episode. Okay, so we'll leave it there. Bit of progress. Hopefully, this will lead somewhere. We'll get some evidence on those goons inside William Rags. So I hope you enjoyed this one. Leave me a like if you did. Just remember, everybody, never trust and uncrate. I'll see you back in Revachol.